Five, four, three, two, one.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys. I would say that it's Thursday night for us and Friday morning for you guys, but it's actually Friday morning for us too.
Yes, it is. And, as you know, that yesterday, actually, it was yesterday, there was no devotional. And as you guys know, on, was that Wednesday? Wednesday, I had that procedure done, right?
Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah. And then I ended up at the church for Bible study right after the procedure, and I kind of rested on the couch, guys, and I wasn't feeling very well.
That's why AOG helped out.
Yeah, thank you for stepping in, Tony, and helping out. But guys, I just wanted to come home and rest. And I was just feeling really swollen and tired, and the medication had really, really worn out by the time I came home. And I just I was not in the best of moods, guys. I really wasn't. I just, wanted to rest. That was it. But we're here today. And
but it's late. My daughter, the one that you guys remember, we had her graduation party.
Aaliyah.
Yeah, she's always working, guys. She's always working, and she never gets her days off like together. Well, so she used to before come and stay the night, but it's like
because she was in school though. Well, she was school and working before, but now she's out of school.
No, before she worked,
and she was in school.
No, I know that.
Okay.
I'm saying she didn't have a job. That's why I would get her every other weekend.
Yeah.
Once she started working, she never gets 2 days back to back. You know?
And now that she's out of school and everything, and now she has her little car and everything, now she kind of gets the liberty to be able to come when she's able to and stuff.
So she came, spent the whole day pretty much, well, half the day. She came toward the early evening. And, man, I never get a chance to be around her like the way we want, so... Yeah. Man, I just took advantage of it, and she left late. She left late. She got home literally at 12:12. She texted me. She goes, "Dad, I'm home now."
Yeah.
She lives with her mom, and so about an hour away. So she was here till about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it got a little late for us. So.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see her and spend some time with her, and we talked about being able to spend more time with her and everything, which is something we look forward to, especially now that she drives and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
So, guys, because of that, we're here. We weren't going to do a video again, to be honest with you, but we didn't give you a video yesterday, and then if we don't give you a video today, and then it goes into the weekend, there's more days with no videos other than Sunday service,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we just wanted to call. We just wanted to go on and basically say good morning. Good morning to you guys. We're still alive. Everything's fine, and Sunday service is still gonna be great, and we hope you guys join us every Sunday at 10 o'clock in the morning.
One thing today that we noticed, which was really, really cool, we went to sit down and have some lunch, and then on our way home, the way we have to come home through, well, we don't have to, but we ended up coming home through one of our main boulevards here, which is Pacific Boulevard.
It's called the Miracle Mile, that section of town.
And it was really cool because as we were driving home, we kind of got stuck in traffic. We were like, what's going on? And there was just a lot of traffic, but we didn't realize that we ended up cruising, guys. We kind of got stuck in the middle of like what used to be back in the day. If you guys were around back in like the 80s and 90s, when they used to have the cruising days, Well,
cruising been around before that too.
Well, but for me,
yeah.
I'm talking for me. I remember the days of cruising back then. I was just, I was young, and I remember the way they used to cruise the boulevards up in Southern California. I don't know what they were like here, but I know back there what they were like. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool, because it wasn't nighttime. It was, still the evening time, but it was really nice because you had so many families outside with their lawn chairs and everything along Miracle Mile. And everybody was just looking at the cars, and there was just a lot of people I hadn't seen. And it just felt like Stockton, that whole part of Stockton was just so alive. And it was really, really nice to see that. And it was nice because it's been a long time since we've had Aaliyah and Abraham. They were the ones that have always been with us. Every time that we were going to go do something, they're the ones that were always in the back with us, going wherever we went. And it felt really nice. And I said, doesn't this bring back memories, that you guys are sitting in the back seat and you guys are hanging out with us again? And the fact that they got to see that was really, really nice, because they got a glimpse of some of the things that they got to see that we got to see back in the days, And they were like, wow, this is really cool. Mm-hmm. They thought it was really, really awesome that was happening. They didn't really get it. And my son was like, this is almost like a car meet. So we got into a discussion and a conversation about it. But I'm glad that they got a glimpse of that, and that they got a glimpse of families being out there and being civilized and, and just enjoying themselves, looking at really nice cars and stuff.
Well, the section where it's at is called the Miracle Mile, which is a little strip of Pacific Avenue. Pacific Avenue is a huge street that goes probably through half of Stockton. Mm-hmm. That's where the malls are at, the universities, the college. I mean, everything's there pretty much. But there's a little section, it looks like a little old downtown area called the Miracle Mile. And that's where people were out. And what I thought was interesting was there was lowriders and hot rods and motorcycles and muscle cars and nice trucks. And so it was everybody that, like, car enthusiasts. And actually that's the section where the gallery's at, where I display my art. Is the Galleria is in the very heart of the Miracle Mile. I'm wondering, those of you that are older than me, I'm 49, but those of you that are even older, in the way, and I don't know if you've even seen this movie, but there was a movie called American Graffiti. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that movie sparked the cruising scene. That was filmed by George Lucas, who is the creator of Star Wars. So before he did Star Wars, his first movie was American Graffiti, and it was literally about cruising. My understanding is, in the same way Colors, all of a sudden everybody want to be a blood in the Crip.
Yeah, I remember Colors.
Everybody want to be blue or red. My understanding is when this movie American Graffiti came out in the early 70s by George Lucas, the cruising took off across the country. I could be wrong. Maybe cruising was already big. And then that just, I don't know. Sometimes art imitates life. Sometimes life imitates art. So, but here's a little fun fact. American Graffiti by George Lucas is based in Modesto.
Really?
Yeah, because George Lucas grew up in Modesto, and he grew up cruising McHenry. And so he thought, I'm going to make a movie about how life was in the 50s in McHenry. And so anyways, like I said, maybe it was already big, and I'm just don't know what I'm talking about because I'm just a youngster compared to those that were actually around, during. But I do know this, that when American Graffiti came out, and now I want to watch it, it created a craze for cruising. And it's crazy that it was based out of Modesto, which is why every year Hot August Nights is the biggest thing in Modesto. People come from all over other states, and they cruise McHenry to this day in honor of that movie. So,
what I really loved and what I thought was really cool is that there was actually maybe kids in their 20s that were driving some of these really, really old classics.
Yeah, like 1930 Plymouth or something.
Yeah, really, really old classics. And I love when I start to see really, really young kids, because it gives them something to do.
It had to have been their grandpa's car or their dad's.
Yeah, but the fact that they pick up the interest, the fact that they do it, I happened to see Jennifer's son Eric, working on a He was
Engine?
working on an engine.
Not on the Miracle Mile, guys.
No, he was just working on an engine today.
On social media,
Yeah,
right?
on social media. He posted something, or she posted something, him working on an engine today. And then today I just seen Abraham working, you taught him how to do a tune-up, sort of like, to change the oil and to change, some stuff. And then I seen him working on a car. And then just to see these young kids doing something that interests them out of the norm, all of those little things like that, guys, it takes our kids off of the street. It takes their interest into something different. And I think that's really cool when they can find an interest into something that takes them away from the bad. Mm-hmm. And that's what I loved when I was out there. I seen a lot of that. I seen a lot of youngsters mixed in with the older crowd, and they were just having fun and just enjoying because it was such a cool thing for them to show off these cars. Yeah, I seen one group of kids that were in this really, really old car, and they noticed you, and they all got excited, and then they were trying to they were like, oh look, and me and Abraham seen them, but it was just cool to see these really young people. And I think that was something that's really lately, it's just been so much in my heart, because I just kind of feel like we need to just get back to teaching these kids. I think I've said it before in other devotionals that there's so many things that we have gifts, and we have to share those gifts with our young people. There's a lot of people out there that know how to rap, know how to do music, know how to work with technology, know how to do so many things, arts and crafts, women. We have administration skills. We have so many things, and we need to implement that into our young people, and just teach them like skills, life skills and things that we can implement into them, because I feel that our youth are losing a lot of that. A lot of young women don't even know how to sew or pick up a needle and really sew, or use a sewing machine, or know how to make costumes for their kids, or cook the simple things. Yeah. It's easy for them to just go out and eat everywhere all the time, just the simple things in life. It's so much easier to go out and buy it nowadays instead of just making it. And I think those little basic life skills, they're just not shown anymore. Everything's just become so easily accessible. Yeah. What happened to the basic things, the things that our abuelitas and our abuelitos would show us and teach us, and our parents?
I mean, unfortunately, it's life, because the things we were doing, like we are talking about, man, life was simple, and my parents didn't feel like that. Yeah. And their parents didn't feel like that. And that's just, it's life, what I mean? And that's why I think it's good to teach your kids how it was. Yeah. Because so it's not forgotten, but at the same time, realize that life evolves and life changes, technology and things change. Like, this is crazy. My daughter was telling me right now that she goes, I haven't watched YouTube in years. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, I watch TikTok. And I'm like, aren't those like 1-minute videos? Like, what happens if you want to learn something? Because that's what I use YouTube for. And she's like, no, you learn all kinds of stuff on TikTok. She goes, they just don't do all that talking and talking and talking on a 20-minute video. They just show you like how to fix this, how to do that, whatever. She goes, now when I go to YouTube, it's too slow. She goes, I don't have the attention span. She goes, it's probably bad, but really? I don't have the attention span of watching anything more than a minute. And it was just crazy, but it's like, you could sit and be mad and sour about it, or you just realize life is going to continue forward, and there's nothing you can do to change it, but I think, like, and I say all that to say this, is that today it was nice to, even though we just drove it once just to get home, we weren't sitting there cruising back and forth, but it almost gave me a little taste of what it was in the 80s. Yeah. Yeah. And it was nice. And I think that's what, there was young people, like you said, and older people, those people our age and older than our age, and all having fun. And it's like they're grasping that old feeling like for a little bit, you know, and it was cool. You know what I mean? I liked it, and like you said, I agree. For the kids to see that, because then it got into a conversation where I was telling Aaliyah, or we both were, Aaliyah and Abraham, like this was every weekend when we were growing up. This was life. Like I told them, I said, this is how boys and girls met. Like there was no social media, there was no none of that. Like you literally,
like, can I have your digits? You know.
Yeah, and most of us that were cruising were too young to be at places 21 and older.
Yeah.
So we would meet and hook up. You know what I mean? On a cruising strip.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there'd be a bunch of girls or a bunch of guys. They say, hey, pull over. You know what I mean? And it was a lot of fun. You know what I mean? It was an innocent time.
Yeah.
That was very fun, and it was fun sharing that with them. Like, man, see what we just experienced, because it was only maybe 7 blocks, and I said, this is what it was like on Charter Way, which was all the way from Burger King exit all the way down to the fairgrounds.
Oh, really?
I said, and McHenry, all the way from Denny's, 5 Points, all the way down to
Hobby Lobby, maybe.
Around there, a little bit before, like, remember where they had the guys are selling the Trump flags?
Yeah.
That used to be a Thrifties. So right there, everyone would turn around. So that whole strip, I said, what you experienced for 5 or 6 blocks, the whole strip it was just insane.
Yeah, and for us over there, it was the canyon, the Laurel Canyon Boulevard, and then Sepulveda Boulevard. Those were the main.
That's in the valley.
Yeah, that's in San Fernando
But
Valley.
in LA, it was like Whittier. No?
And there's the Whittier. We would cruise Whittier, and then you would cruise the Boulevard, Hollywood Boulevard, and Sunset Boulevard. Those were the areas where everybody would cruise up there, and everybody. The moment they got hungry at night, everybody would end up in Tommy's. Tommy's are in and out. Those are the hangouts. In and out at Laurel Canyon Boulevard, or Tommy's off of Roscoe.
I did get a chance to experience Hollywood Boulevard. I want to say, what year was that? 92, 93? We ended up, I didn't know there was cruising there. Well, we went to get on a radio station on Power 106. And we were just starting our musical career. Me, Jose, and Ed. It was us 3, and we went over there. John might have been with me, my best friend. I can't remember. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he was, because usually I didn't go anywhere without him, you know. And we happened to come up. I said, man, let's go look at the stars, you know, the street with the stars on it. And it was packed with lowriders and stuff. And I'm like, what?
I didn't get to do a lot of it, but I did get to experience it.
And we did cruise that. And we were surprised because around the late 90s here, cruising was getting outlawed because there's too many shootings going on. So that's why we're all excited when we came upon that with lowriders. We're like, whoa, they're still doing this out here, which probably didn't last much longer after that. Yeah. You know. So, but yeah, gangs messed it up. Honestly, gangs messed up the cruising here. It was too much trouble, too much violence. It turned into chaos out here in Stockton and Modesto. So it stopped, you know. Yeah. It stopped. It became dangerous. It wasn't innocent anymore. It wasn't about meeting guys or meeting girls. It was about trying to find the rival gangs, and it was just all bad, you know.
Yeah, but I guess I say this to say this. I say that to say this. That, you know, I think that if our young people get introduced to something that really piques their interest and everything, they'll follow suit, guys. And a lot of the times, you know, given the fact that they're given something that is fun and exciting, and, you know, that they'll go for it. And you know, it's like with our youth, you know, when they go and they're learning about Jesus and they're learning about the things of God, you know, we make it interesting for them, and we give them something for them at the same time as they're learning about Jesus and everything, but we also make it interesting for them, and we make it engaging for them and everything. Trust me, they're going to want to go, because our kids are they're hungry. They're hungry, not just for the fellowship, but they're hungry to do new things. You know, they're always full of energy. They're full of energy. They're just wanting to do more and more and more. And I think that, you know, they're just they're just always wanting, leave Kitty alone. They're just always wanting to do more, guys. So I think that if we really, really pay attention to what it is that our youngsters want, I think that, we can engage them. We can engage them more and more, and pay attention to what it is that their needs, want,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, it's late. I still got to render this video. So, have a great day. Have a great weekend.
Amen.
Join us on Sunday morning for Sunday service at 10 o'clock. It's live. Join us right on here. Make sure you subscribe. That way you get the notification,
Amen.
when that comes on at 10 o'clock in the morning every single Sunday. The church is open. It's been open. So if you are local or if you feel like driving, you're always welcome. And that's pretty much it, guys. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy your coffee, guys. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.